Good morning and happy new week. It is Sunday. I guess technically it's almost 1. I slept in because I was up really late last night. We are baking sourdough. If you watched the last vlog, I got this ready. I put a pan underneath for the first little bit. I'm doing the 2-pan bread method. I need to grab my actual bread and score it, so let's do that. I think I underproofed him yesterday, I'm not gonna lie. I think he normally rises a little bit more than this, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Now we get the kniffy, and I usually just do a line straight down the middle. It's called, like, I think an expansion cut or something like that, so that you can control the way the bread expands. And then, I forgot it, give me 1 sec. I give it a little douse of water on top for steaming purposes. And then we do this, and then she goes in. For 30 minutes covered. Alrighty, so first thing done that I want to get done today, I also just need to make sure that we have the ingredients because we're getting low on eggs, but I want to make mini muffins, so I'm gonna work on that here in a couple, because that's gonna take like an hour. So I think I'm gonna vibe for a bit and go from there, maybe tidy up a bit. I would normally, this is Wesley's lunch bag that I made him, but it's like full of weird snacks, and I'm just gonna leave that for him to deal with. Otherwise I would deal with it, but I'm like, why is there so much candy in here? Anyways, I'm gonna put this away safely because that's important. Gotta feed John probably at some point too. He's doing great, by the way. Look at that bubble. And yes, his home is dirty. I need to clean his second home. He's rich. He's got 2 houses now. I need to clean his second home so that I can transfer him. But for now, we're gonna keep waking up because I legitimately just woke up and was like, got a big bread. Alright, now it's time to make muffins.
The sky turns gray against a fiery display of red and golden hues, like the day I fell for you. So what will you do when the sun begins to fall? I'm waiting here for you. Won't you answer my call? Don't you wanna get cozy with me? We'll dive into a reverie. Oh, don't you wanna get cozy? We'll sail across an ocean of sheets.
My camera's about to die, so I didn't record anymore, but I do have the fruits of my labor. Also, I make myself Easy Mac because we're going to the gym and I figure I should put some food in me. And we have John Loaf John. He looks delicious. Look at that ear. Ugh, I learned that's what that's called. And then we have the cinnamon strawberry muffins that also have pepper in them, but apparently it's good. I don't know. We ran out of vanilla though, so I didn't have enough for the mix, like just barely. And then normally I do like a sugar vanilla. I say normally, I've made this thing like once before. Normally I do a sugar and vanilla that goes on top like a little mixture, but I just did sugar because like I said I ran out. But yeah, I'm gonna eat now, and then it's like 2, so then we're gonna go to the gym after that, which is very exciting. I was hoping to get some crafting done, but it's not the end of the world. I also think I'm gonna make some little we have like tiny little containers. Oh yeah, I got time. They use for food prep and stuff. I think I might make some Jell-O and put them in there later today, and I might do some cookies as well. So we're trying to be productive and all that jazz. Oh, the light. Okay, Food time. Good morning. It is Monday. I'm making bread. Somebody decided to eat like so much of John. I think Wesley had some more this morning. I was the somebody. But I realized, shoot, that's not gonna last forever. And I had been making 2 loaves at a time, and then we weren't going through it, so I was like, I'll just make 1. And so here I am now. Baked that yesterday. Got John going here today, and tomorrow we'll bake that off. I also was gonna make focaccia today, or attempt to make focaccia for the very first time, but as it turns out, I don't think we have enough bread for that. I need like enough flour for that. I need like 1.5 cups for John, I need like 2.5 cups for focaccia, and I think that's about what I have, and I don't want to put myself in a position where I can no longer feed John, because I don't have enough flour. So focaccia will wait for another day, but we're up and moving. Wesley kind of took care of, let me just put this here, closing shift last night, because it happens almost every weekend. On Sundays and Mondays, Wesley works and I stream, and so the girl's grandma is responsible for putting them to sleep. And almost every weekend, one or more lately, it's been both of them are sleeping on the couch. And like, there's no need for that. They got a perfectly good bed that they love and they enjoy. They love their blankets. I know they love their blankets because they bring them with them, and their pillows too. And so as a result, because it's not like, the house is an open concept. Like, I'm in the kitchen now, and then there's a little doorway that leads to like the dining room, living room. It's not like open concept, but it's also not like truly closed. So like if I make noise in here, I'm gonna wake them up. So, and also I can't turn on the light because that will wake them up. And the two of them too, like sometimes if they wake up, they just don't go back to sleep. So that meant 2 things. 1, that I could not do my closing shift because, and 2, that I couldn't feed myself really after stream because I can't cook because I don't want to make noise. It frustrates me to no end when this happens, but, and the girls, like, they'll ask, like, kids sleep on the couch, and we're like, no, and they're like, all right. But they know that they won't get away with it, so they don't push like I know they do with nanners. Like, they have straight up said, oh, well, I know I won't get in trouble with nanners if I do this. That's what they call their grandmas. So anyway, it's just annoying. Also, excuse the mess. We're still in the middle of cleaning and like Christmas stuff and like garbage. It's fine. So hopefully they won't be there tonight. I was gonna make Jell-O last night after stream for them, and you guess who doesn't get Jell-O? It's them, because I couldn't do it in the dark. All I did was eat some slices of John, because that was the only thing I could do. Anyways, I got my agenda here for things I want to do. Got my breakfast drink. I just remembered I need to reset the monthly calendar there, because it's still in December. We also, last year, after the girls had their dentist appointment, their mom decided to make them a dentist appointment for this year, so like 12 months in advance. And first off, it's like right when they get out of school, so we'd have to take them out of school early. Secondly, it's on a day that they have extracurriculars, so we have to change that. But I don't think Wesley's done it, so I have to remind him. But yeah, so anyway, I need to do that, which means I'd have to get into the bedroom to get stuff. I just got stuff and I dropped stuff everywhere, and Wesley didn't wake up. But I'm gonna have my breakfast drink. Here it is. And I'm gonna vibe. And then I want to cut fabric. And then I have some things that I want to measure, but that's where we're at. Okay, cool. I'm still waking up, but I was like, I have to get John started right away, because as long as it's not raining, I'm gonna go walk and get the littles from school so Wesley can sleep a little bit longer. I try to do it sometimes, but yeah, okay.
chills you right to the bone. And soon we'll say hello to evening snow. So what will you do when the air gets cold? Won't you quake in your step?
Okay, cutting is done. I decided to do a small boxy pouch in case this goes terribly wrong. I've got the inner lining here, which I get just kind of used what I had stuff of. This is the outer lining, but before I can cut that to size, I need to quilt it. And I've done a lot of quilting with like fusible interfacing. Uh-oh. John needs to be stretched and folded with fusible interfacing, but this will be my first time using actual batting. So we'll see how this goes. I need to go stretch and fold John for his second round of stretch and folds. So we're gonna do that now. He's probably having a good time here, I would assume. I did him in this bowl, whereas I typically, if I do like 2 loaves, I do it in this loaf. But if I do 1 loaf, I do it in the glass bowl, but I thought it was gonna make focaccia, so it's oversized, but it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands, do this, then wash my hands again, and then I think I'm gonna pin the fabric together so I can quilt it, and we'll see how that goes. Because for the most part, when I've quilted things, I've just ironed the fusible interfacing on and then just quilted onto it. So yeah, it'll be fine. I had to order some more fusible interfacing though, because I'm almost out. My 10 yards and I'm almost out, so I ordered another 10 yards because I've just been loving crafting and making things. And so by making this boxy bag, I think it's gonna slow me down a little bit because I have to learn how to do it first. And we'll see how that goes. And I bet you I'm going to rage when it comes to the zipper. I can feel it.
The sky turns gray against a fiery display of red and golden hues, like the day I fell for you. So what will you do when the sun begins to fall? I'm waiting here for you. Won't you answer my call? Don't you wanna get cozy with me? We'll dive into a reverie. Oh, don't you wanna get cozy? We'll sail across an ocean of sheets.
You squishy. Anyway, so I got it quilted and it's there as a beautiful. I'm realizing that this may not have been the best fabric because when I fold it over, we're gonna have some upside down cows, but that's okay. We are learning what we're doing. I'm not gonna do any more today. My plan today was just to get the fabric cut. Ugh, I'm so gross, the phlegm. But the fact that I got the fabric cut and I got it quilted and then cut again, I'm feeling pretty good because we got stuff to do. It's 1 o'clock now. I'll leave in like an hour and a bit to go get the littles. So I'm going to tidy up, make some food. I did my last stretch and folds with John. And then, yeah, just a little bit of tidying and we'll go from there. I ended up using white thread to quilt and I thought it might be an issue, but like honestly I think it looks okay because this is kind of like more of like a gray off-white. I just don't have that thread. So we got John, he's so yummy. Now I'm gonna eat, and then I got these out so I can update our calendar to January, and that'll probably be all I can do before it's go time. Alrighty, well I've got like everything done on my list or my agenda for the today except for my stream journal, which I'm like weeks behind on that anyway, so I just put it there with like a hope and focaccia because I don't have the flour. And so I did get, you can't see it, but I did get the calendar done and set up, and man, we have a busy week because baby B is going to karate 3 times a week now, and so is Wesley, and I'm like, I'm never going to see any of my family. Anyways, I'm gonna get myself a sweater and I'm gonna grab my debit card because I might stop with the littles on the way home at the little market so they can get a little snacka. And then I'm gonna head on out, so I'll probably see you tomorrow now. I don't know what we're doing. Wait, what are we doing tomorrow? Sewing frog butts, apparently. I desperately need to do these because I need to get the stuff ready for Frogmas. Everybody decided that void frogs were better than regular frogs. So like with a tummy and a mouth. And so all I need to do now to finish all these guys is just sew up their butts. So that's exciting, but I actually need to sew up their butts. So that is on the list to do soon. And I do volunteer tomorrow as well. I don't know when I'm gonna start working on that. Because like I have to pay attention. I won't be able to listen to my audiobook while I'm doing that, because I'm gonna like, I've never done a flat zipper in a bag before, so I need to learn how to do that. And the rest of it I think is okay. So like really truly if I just did it without the lining, it'll be fine. So we'll see. Maybe I'll just do the bag and then we'll do the lining at a future date. We'll see. But anyways, I'm gonna go now. And like I said, I'll see you tomorrow. We're up in the morning. We'll be baking some John off. I do have to volunteer and like a few other things, I'm sure, before chaos commences. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. We are hello lights. So we're preheating the oven to bake off some John. This is all that's left, and he's been actually still pretty soft. He's been sitting out, like, not in a bag because we're like out of Ziploc bags. I need to find a better storage solution for the bread. Yeah, I'm gonna bake off John. I'm gonna have a breakfast drink and then kind of figure out what the heck I'm doing today. I need to clean off the table. Last night I did do the kitchen clean closing shift. I did a lot of things. Wait, let me show you. There's John vibing. He might be overproof, but we're gonna figure it out. I chopped up all these cucumbers. I made jello. I made pudding. And we also had some carrots that were starting to go, so I cut those up and put them in water so they'd last longer. So I was like super productive last night, and I shaped John, of course. Like I said, I think he might be overproofed because I should have, so I've seen like mixed things, but from what I've heard is the second you start mixing, or you finish mixing your sourdough bread the first time, that is when bulk fermentation starts. And even if you're doing stretch and folds, it's still like that. So I did that like 11:30-ish yesterday was when I finished. So technically, if that's when it started, I didn't shape him until like 2 in the morning. So he bulk fermented for 14 hours or something. However, if it's after you finish your stretch and folds, it was a little bit closer to 12 hours. So I'm not sure what is the case. We'll see if he's overproofed and how he looks, or maybe that's what he wanted. Who knows? He's definitely over doubled for sure, so he's probably overproofed, but I'm intrigued to see. I could have made focaccia, but out of him, which I was gonna make focaccia yesterday, but I didn't have enough bread. I didn't have enough flour for that, but anyways, so we shall see. This is what I've been doing, is I do the 2-pan. Just turn that nail over. I do the 2-pan loaf method, so I put this on top for 30 minutes, and then I take it off for like the last 15, and what I'll do is I'll do 10 minutes and then I'll rotate it so it's well cooked on the top, and then I put this pan underneath, for that first beginning section so that the bottom doesn't get burnt, because I did have that issue previously where it got a little toasty. All right, well, I need to get John sliced and then in there. Okay, so yesterday I got all this stuff ready to go, right? and we're gonna have upside down cows, but it's fine. I read the instructions, and I actually need to cut out, well, not cut out, but mark the holes on these where the zippers are going to go together. And so I need to get the pattern out of here. I'm organized. See, bags, pouches, book sleeves, bookmarks, clothes, hats, plushies, zippers. Is this the medium? Help. Is this the medium? I think, or small? Small? You don't know what's going on. Yeah, so see, I have to cut this out of this fabric so I can then mark it on here, because then what you do is you put right sides together and you sew around it, and then you cut it, and then you stuff it in, or something to that effect. I'll obviously look at the instructions before I do it, but I gotta grab that one, and then, well, that's the small, extra small. Wait, is this the size? Now I'm just confused. Oh, they're the same size, just to okay. I'm super organized, as you can tell. So yeah, so I gotta cut that out so I can mark it, and then that out, and then that's gonna go to there, and then you sew it, and then after you sew it and flip it, then you sew around this, and then you get to the next part. I am fairly confident with how to make the bag. The one thing that I think is just gonna be a little tricky is just the lining, because I like this boxy bag. A lot of the boxy bags I've seen, you either have to do bias tape on the inside, or you have to do French seams on the lining so you don't see it, and then whatnot. Whereas this one I really like, because you leave a gap along the zipper line, and when you leave that gap, that's how you turn it out, so you can sew the lining in when you're doing it, if that makes any sense. I think that's how it works, but I really like that, because I didn't like the idea of having to do French seams or bias tape, so happy little accidents. But I'm gonna trim this out. I think I have like 2 minutes until I actually need to do the bread, so I'm gonna do that first, and then I'll come back and trim that. Might mark it. I don't know if I'll actually do that sewing today. I'm feeling very unmotivated to do that. I've still got about an hour before I need to like get ready and leave for volunteering, but yeah, I'm just like, I don't know, unmotivated today, which is not a bad thing. I did a lot last night before bed, and you know, I've been relatively motivated, so I don't know, we'll see. I also still need to sew those frog butts. It's fine. Dang, John expanded. He's a little less whatchamacallit, toasty colored on the one side. I left him a little bit longer, but the man went up. TBD still if he's overproofed. He looks pretty similar in size to other John, so that's good. I'm gonna sew the inner pouch, I think, and then I'm probably gonna have a little snack and then get ready to volunteer. So that's where we are currently at, and I'm listening to Tower of Dawn. I'm on chapter 21. There's like 68 or something, maybe 70, but yeah, it's we pushing through it pretty quickly. She's all right on this side, but like a little tucked in, and then not the cutest there, but look, I did it. I now have to cut a zipper for in there, and I might just clean up and snack instead, because it's like 1:05 and we're leaving like 40 minutes, and I need to eat something, and I wouldn't mind not having this mess here, but that's cool. I did it. I'm proud of that. I haven't cut the zippers yet, or I would sew it, but I have to cut the zippers still, so I think we might just skip that. I'm feeling confident-ish. This is the first flat zipper I've done, and I've wanted to do them for a while, so like, but yeah, okay. Well, hello there, and welcome to Thursday afternoon. I know, it's weird. I did not vlog at all yesterday. I think I ended up sleeping in a little bit later than intended. We picked up the littles, we went grocery shopping, then put all that stuff away. Then we had homework to do with the littles, which was a whole thing, but we got through it. And then Wesley took them to a Chuck E. Cheese, and I stayed here to get ready for stream and feed myself because I streamed last night, and then he brought them both to karate to give his mom some downtime. So like yesterday was nonstop. Today, pretty nonstop. We got up at like 12-ish to go to the gym, and we went to the gym, and then came home. Oh, and then we had to go to the store because we had to get water because we didn't do a water delivery. We do like I don't know if you can see them, the jugs of water there. And we didn't do a water delivery the last time, so we just need to get a couple to get us through. Came back home, and then, pardon me. And then I showered, if you can't tell from my wet hair. And then Wesley went to go get the littles while I was doing that, and now he's gone to karate for baby B, and he brought baby A so I can have like a little bit of downtime, because like the last couple days I struggle with getting overstimulated and stuff and all that jazz, and the last couple days I've been having a hard time as a result. So he's like, let me do this so you can have some downtime. And then also he bought me Lego. I still have Lego from Christmas that I haven't built, but he's like, you want to go look at the Lego? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, they have the new stuff. They have the cactus that just came out at the beginning of this month, and which is January. And then I was like, oh, they have the tulip. He's like, I guess you have to decide. I'm like, oh, they have the calla lily, which is more of like a potted plant, like the orchid that I have there. I don't know, I was gonna call it an iris. And then he's like, well, I know which one you're gonna get. And I'm like, which one am I gonna get? He's like, the prettiest one, the tulips. And I'm like, yeah, it is my favorite. My only issue is I have 2 other bouquets plus the one I got for Christmas I haven't built yet, and then technically also this bouquet here, which was my wedding bouquet when we got married almost a year ago now in February. And I just don't have anywhere nice to display them. And so what I was actually thinking, we have a couple big glass vases, and like that one I like there because it's with our love statue thing. If you guys haven't seen it, I got this for us to build on our wedding night because we got married and then we went to a hotel for the night. I got it for us to build because it says love, and it's got green and blue in it, which is our colors. And then it was even more perfect because when we were building it, we realized that there was space between the letters, and we read vows to each other in the hotel room versus with everybody else, thank God, because sobbing. And so we stuck our vows inside of that, which I think is really cool. So like, I like this setup here. Maybe we could do without that in the deodorant, but it's fine. But here's what I was thinking. We've got a couple nice glass vases from when I'm like, we have stuff on the wall that like has the little school on it, which is, if you notice me facing weird ways, that's why. Okay, so at some point while I was talking, the recording just stopped and it just went off. I think it's when I was talking about the vases, so, oh my god, my legs, I've been crouched for so long while I was chatting. I think I might do a vase with like all my bouquets and like stick it in here, make it look cute, and make this pretty instead of like dump all ground. But what I was saying is today we're going to be working on this pattern. Whoop. The lighting, there we go. As you know, I've been working on it for a while, so I got the back pocket done, and I got this flat zipper, which I've never done one before. It could be better, but it works, so I think that's a win. And what I need to do now is I need to transfer the red lines, the notches, onto this and this for purposes of sewing, apparently. Oh, I also did my little zipper pull tabs. I will say this is gonna look so cute on this side, and then the upside down cows and castles are gonna be less cute on that side. So if you do a pattern like this, because mostly I've been doing pouches that have 2 sides, right? Like these guys. So there's a seam at the bottom. Non-directional fabric, but anyways, we went to the gym today, as I mentioned at some point. I don't know if it got cut out or not. But the last 2 times we went, I could only like walk on the treadmill for like half an hour and then do like 2 machines. Just because my breathing is still so bad from when I got sick. And we've decided that if it's still really bad, next week I'm gonna go to urgent care so I can like get checked out and maybe get an inhaler or some sort of something if I need it, because like I breathe and it's catching all the time and I hate it. So, and I've been better for like 2 weeks. So yeah, anyways, it is a week now until, oh, I remember what else I was saying. This weekend I'm hoping that I don't have to do any editing because I did a bunch of editing last week, so I don't think anything's pressing, even with, like, I recorded like 5 ATS on Tuesday and stuff, but I will hopefully get things set up for my Twitch front page, which is on a week from today, not on Saturday, on Thursday, which is so soon. Like, I want to set up shield mode and just kind of any random commands that we might want to have, so that's where we're at. But I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna run to the washroom, and then I'm gonna make my lines, and then hopefully we're gonna sew this shut. I also need to make a little bit of room to work. I've got like my full platform out here, which I absolutely love. It gives me so much more space and I'm here for it. The only inconvenience obviously is this does have storage in it, but that's fine. Oh, you know what? I bet you my camera died. I bet you that's why it stopped recording. Okay, I'm gonna charge this while I do a few things and I'll check back in, hopefully. I did it. I finished my boxy adjacent bag. You can see it is not, the two side seams are not even there, but I think the back looks a little better besides being upside down. And then as you can see, so we got this, and I did a double zipper. Even though that means I'll probably run out of zippers before tape maybe. And then we got that on the inside. I could have got closer with this top stitch here. As you might be able to see. But yeah. She cute. I could have done it with one zipper pull, but I decided, you know what? Let's test it out. I hated it. In all honesty, I didn't actually hate it. Just doing up those sides and sewing them, especially because the boxy bag is so small, was a pain. I might try to do a larger size next to see how that feels. And I'm sure I'll get better with time. Because, like, honestly, even though I struggled and I hated so much of this, it's a boxy bag. So that's cool. Anyways, it's probably just about time for Wesley's and the Littles to return. That took me so long to make. But we'll be back tomorrow with more stuff, probably. So I will see you then. Bye. Well, hello, it has been some time. It's now Saturday, technically Sunday because it's after midnight. We were really busy, I think. Oh my god. Duh. Friday. So I got really sick in December, right? And I've had this like persistent cough that won't go away. So Thursday we were at the gym, and like even walking on the treadmill I was like coughing and dying. And so we said that on Monday, if it was still bugging me, we would go to the urgent care and like check things just to make sure we're good. And so then like kind of as the day went on and like how bad the cough was, I was like, why don't we go Friday? So we went on Friday. Then I got x-rays and stuff. First foray into American healthcare. One of the Littles is still up. She keeps coming on going, I just want to let you know that I am still sleeping. Or I'm still awake. I'm like, just go back to sleep. Anyway. So we went to urgent care and it was all like pretty okay. Like you just see so many people here though. Like in Canada, all my experiences were like you go in, you tell them why you're there, they put you in the room, and the doctor comes in. Here, it was like, you go in, you tell them why you're here, you wait, you get called in with the person to triage, and they ask you a bunch of questions and check vitals and stuff, and then a nurse comes in as well, and then brings the other room, and then another care person comes in, health practitioner, I don't remember what she said she was, comes in, tells you things, says, we're going to send you for x-rays, so then we wait there, x-rays comes, I go on a little journey to x-ray, because like Wesley was with me, just hung out in the room, and then I go back, and then the doctor finally comes in. Anyways, so he prescribed me 2 inhalers because I can't do pills. One's a steroid inhaler, which I don't have yet, and the other one's like salbutamol, which I've used before when I had bronchitis, except he called it like albuterol, and I was like, oh, I've had salbutamol in the past, and he looked at me like I was an idiot. And then when I got the albuterol, it said also known as salbutamol, and I was like, anyway, so I have that one. It's like a recovery, more so, like if I'm starting to cough, to use that, and we'll get the steroid one on Monday. So yeah, so that kind of like choked off Friday, and then we have the littles this weekend. So I just been kind of like puttering and stuff. I'm doing food prep right now. I'm making what have I made? I made brownies, I made jello, and I'm currently making a kielbasa, like sausage and cabbage thing for Wesley to take for like meals and stuff. I also cooked like a ham dinner tonight with like mashed potatoes and corn and gravy and glaze, as one does. And I want to do a little bit more food prep. I at least want to make some egg bites. I've been making like mini egg bites, and I want to make like the bigger ones for freezing purposes, because I feel like those will freeze and defrost better than the tiny ones. That's kind of my thought. So that's gonna be next on the list. I might also make some breakfast burritos that I then freeze, but we'll see how I'm feeling. I've got another nope, another 8-9 minutes basically on this simmering, and then I'll take the lid off, and then Wesley's mom usually adds in like some apple cider vinegar, so I'll throw some of that into it. I don't know, I'm using like, she told me what she does, and so I'm also using a recipe and just kind of modifying, and so I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyways, that is where we are pardon me, currently at for the update and all that. Okay, it is now 4. I'm up later than I want it to be, but the kitchen is full of prepped food. Our laundry is done and put away. The house laundry is done. I just have to fold it tomorrow. And the kitchen is closing shift down, so it's clean. The dishwasher is running. But anyways, I'm gonna sleep now. Well, I'm gonna climb to bed. I might have a little schniacka and scroll a bit, and then I'm gonna sleep. So I'm gonna end the vlog here. We'll see you whenever the new week starts for more vlogs. I'm gonna try this weekly vlog thing. We're new and we're trying. Bye.
Da, 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 da.